Alexander Ovechkin, one of the greatest talents the NHL has ever seen, arguably one of the greatest goal scorers the NHL has ever seen, in my opinion, the greatest goal scorer. Now, whether you're a Washington Capitals fan or not, whether you're an Ovechkin fan or not, if you are a fan of the game in general, I'm pretty sure you're rooting for Ovechkin to beat Wayne Gretzky's record of 894 goals. Now, everyone, at this point is, watching, waiting, and wondering, can he still do it with a slow start to the season now, Joe?
Well, Johnny, for me, it was always a question of when he was going to break the record and not if. And
Yeah.
now it's kind of looking like if, because he has 5 goals in 28 games so far to start this year. I mean, a couple are in the empty net. He hasn't scored, and I think it's 13 games now, the longest drought of his career by far. So, I
Yeah.
mean, he's 67 goals shy of Gretzky, and I don't know if he'll get there.
It's it's daunting to see. He's never gotten less than 20 goals in a season. We've been spoiled with his goal scoring. Like you said, only 5 goals, only one on the power play. I got some stats here for you, Joe. I mean, 37% of his goals over his career has come on the power play. At his worst,
Yeah.
at best, it's been 50% of his goals, right? And right now, like I said, he has one power play goal. He's still been hitting out there. He has 52 hits on the season. Still banging bodies out there. But he only has 104 shots and 4.8 shooting percentage, which is also one of his lowest in his career. Now that definitely
Yeah.
won't get the job done. I don't, like I won't lie, I don't really watch a lot of Washington Capitals game, but uh, he doesn't really have a lot of talent around him either, right? Backstrom,
No.
tried to come back. Left the league, right? Still injured, he can't play. Kuznetsov, really, I don't know what's going on with him. So he doesn't really have much help now, does he?
No, he doesn't. I mean, what's worrisome most about Ovechkin right now is that it's not like he's playing second and third line minutes or, he's getting out on the second power play. He's still on the top line. He's still on the power play for almost a full 2 minutes. He's still averaging like close to 20 minutes of ice time a game. I never saw a decline like this to have 5 goals in 28 games. He's on pace for 15 goals. I
Yeah,
mean,
which
that's
is
you're talking about Ovechkin. That's pretty crazy. So I mean, he's 38. His contract is also a
yeah.
9.5 million for the next couple of years. So I'm sure Washington is not very pleased about that. And then I guess we'll see, because if he doesn't break that record in a couple of years, I'm sure right now he's playing to break the record at this point, because I don't think the Capitals are a Stanley Cup contender at all, and I'm sure Ovechkin knows that. So I mean, after his contract, if he's still a couple of goals shy, do the Capitals just extend him, like on a minimum $1 or $2 million, make him play it out, make him get his the
I
goal
think
record?
I think out of respect for him, they would if it does come to that. Now, like you said, yeah, his ice time has been down a little bit. Yeah, I saw between 18 and 20 minutes as well. Still the lowest in his career, but at the age of the ripe old age of 38, his body isn't the same. So I'm sure they're trying to save him for the whole season. 82 games is a lot of games right in the NHL. But
Well, I mean, we remember very clearly when he came into the league, the kind of player he was. I
yeah,
mean, not only
he
was he a
was.
dominant scorer, he would hit everyone. He'd go into the dirty areas. So
Yeah,
eventually that'll catch up to you. But he's the Capitals have also almost made the playoffs every year. They go on some runs every year. So I mean, he's played a lot of hockey right now, and he's 38 years old. He's not getting younger. I mean, not everyone's going to be Tom Brady.
yeah. But like everyone said he was going to be slowing down around the age of 34, and he hasn't. So when he got,
No,
even last year, people were surprised. I think he did have 40 goals last year. Like
he
it's
had
ridiculous.
42, and he had 50 the year before.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous. So I guess at this point, for the past few years, everyone said he was going to slow down, and he hasn't. So at this point, even though he's 38, people expected him to
Yeah.
to get at least 20 goals, right? But it doesn't seem like like I said, he has a slow start. Maybe in the new year things can change. As for the Capitals in general, they're at a respectable 15, 9-4. But they're 30th in goals, 32nd, in the whole league on power play, which goes to show what an effect he has.
Well,
As you
that's it.
said,
Are the Capitals better? And I think the Caps are better than we anticipated, because they're doing all this and they're still competitive, and Ovechkin is not scoring.
yeah,
So if they were getting Ovechkin, at the
his,
15,
his
20 goals right
well,
now,
would it change it? Yeah,
oh, for sure they'd
I
be a
could
few
get.
wins better.
Yeah, no, I have to agree, absolutely. But another like I want to go back to the power play. Okay, so back in the day, Ovechkin when he started, staying in his spot, right, at the top of the circle, even though as a penalty killer, you knew where it was going, right? But at the same time, they still they couldn't overcommit to Ovechkin because they still had a bunch of talent around him, such as the likes
Yeah, for
as
sure.
Backstrom, Kuznetsov, even Carlson, right?
Yeah,
So they
Carlton could
still.
shoot it.
Exactly. So that's still have to respect that. But and this is from what I see at this point. With those players being out, Backstrom's not playing. Kuznetsov just I don't know what's wrong with him. Carlson's still doing decent, but because they're not at the top of their game, I feel that
No.
penalty killers are cheating a bit more towards Ovechkin, blocking his shots,
Yeah.
which is one of the reasons I think he's not getting his power play goals. But maybe he has to find a different way to score. I don't know about you. I don't know. Maybe he has to get in those dirty areas right in front of net and pick
Yeah,
up the
well,
scrap.
Ovechkin, he's at the point, he's at the top of the high face-off circle, and he's just ripping one-timers. That's always been his spot. I mean, like you watch other power plays, like, the Oilers are very successful. I mean, they're constantly moving around. You have McDavid comes low, comes high, goes down to the slot. The same thing with with Draisaitl, excuse me. They alternate and switch. So I mean, Ovechkin, after a while, after 18, 20 years of this, teams they're gonna wait. They know your setup.
But that's what I'm saying.
Shot over and he's still scoring it up.
That's what I'm fucking saying.
He was still scoring last year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
His shot's
maybe something's going on in his personal life. Who knows?
I guess that's a possibility. None of us have ever heard anything about that. I just think I don't know. He can't do everything himself anymore, and I don't think there's really much talent around him. So it begs the question. Can he get this done? Do you think he could still get it done?
If he has a contract for life until he breaks the record, he will.
Yeah.
He needs 67, even if he's going to average 15, 20 a year. What isn't really helping him is that Crosby right now is still ripping it.
Yeah, but Crosby's a couple years young. He's still a couple years younger.
He's 2 years. He's a year young. Is he not a year older? Because he came in the draft before.
Yeah, he's 2. I think. Ovechkin got drafted 2004. I think he's 30 because Crosby's birthday is at the end of the year. Actually, the birthday is at the end of the year. The one I think Ovechkin's in September.
I'm just comparing them because they came up together. They've always been compared to one another.
I know we were.
Crosby's still a point a game, and is he top 10 in the league, top 15 in scoring right now?
Yeah, I think he almost has 20 goals. If not, he does at this point.
Ovechkin not looking good.
We've been spoiled with these two guys coming at the same time. I mean, I personally started watching hockey exactly at that year in 2005 after the lockout. I did watch it a bit before, but not to the point that I do now. And I think even Ovechkin said that him and Crosby saved the league. Do you think he's the greatest? Do you think he's the greatest goal scorer? Of all time? No,
without a doubt.
Okay, you do. Sorry, you're shaking your head.
Absolutely. I mean,
yeah, you're an Oilers.
5 years we've been watching hockey ourselves. I mean, he's been the best we've seen. And if you compare him to other generations, I mean, you watch videos of like when Ovechkin and not Ovechkin, but Gretzky and like Lemieux were scoring on goalies.
Yeah.
Standing up, no real technique, and now Ovechkin's doing it in an era where goals are kind of hard to come by.
I think the equipment's bigger right nowadays, and the goalies the whole the way the goalies play in general, they didn't really I don't know, it was kind of just a free for all. I find in nets back then. The only person that made it look good, there are the likes of Patrick Roy, that was great, Dominic Hasek, but it's still it's still crazy the way he scored goals now. In my opinion, look, I don't think it's impossible for him to beat it. I think at 67, right? He had to catch up at this point.
67.
He definitely made it harder on himself. That's for sure. But at this point, I still think he can get it done, and I hope he gets it done. Gretzky,
if he can get 17 more goals, let's say the rest of the way, which would give him 22 on the year, and 17 more would give him 50 shy. So then he'd have 50 shy going into his final 2 years in his contract with the Caps. Now, usually you would say that's a given, but I don't know. Is this the decline of Ovechkin? Are we ever going to see him, score at even a 30 goal pace again?
Yeah, like I hope not. Like him. I'm a Crosby fan, but everyone. Yeah, well, no, like they were pegging them against each other the whole life. But I still like the game, right? And I can still respect Ovechkin. What he brought, and honestly, his Stanley. I know he only has one Stanley Cup, but his Stanley Cup is probably more valuable than a lot of players in the league. Because he kept, he stayed with the team for all those years, and he always had to go through Crosby.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So, how many times they lose to the Penguins?
I think at least three.
At least three or four, probably.
Yeah, at least 3. So, I respected the hell out of him for that one cup, and stuck with the team. He could have left to any team he wanted, right? So, we should definitely.
He went through Pittsburgh to win that cup. He also went through Tampa to win that cup.
And when he beat Crosby in during the playoffs 2018, I'm like, if this guy doesn't fucking win right now, like he's never
he's never gonna win it.
And he did it. Yeah. He knew it himself, right? But look, I still think it's possible. I'm hoping it's possible. I'm sure a lot of people never thought that any of Gretzky's records would be beaten. His points record is something else, but the goals record, no one thought it was possible until a couple of decades later, Ovechkin came in, and we'll see. Even actually, Matthews is on pace for the same thing. Carissa Young, I won't compare the two, right? But right now, his numbers are almost the same as Ovechkin. But that's a long way. But for now, look, I still think it's possible. I'm still hopeful. I'm sure you are as well. I'm sure a lot of fans are.
It'd be nice to see him break a record like that, especially
Yeah.
a record of Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, it's
for
incredible.
goals.
So, guys, let us know what you guys think in the comments. Can Ovechkin still break the record? Do you still think he could still at least get 20, 30 goals this season? Let us know. And please like and subscribe. And until then, have yourself a wonderful evening.